Good evening, everyone. My name is Kappa Bevans-Burrows, and I am a teacher at the C.I. Gibson Senior High School in Nassau, the Bahamas. Today, I'll be speaking to you about inclusive education and the way that it promotes positive school culture. My objectives for today will be to explain the benefits of inclusive education on children with special needs, then to summarize the benefits of inclusive education on children without special needs, and then lastly, to examine the way that inclusive education promotes a positive school culture. My thesis statement on today is inclusive education benefits children with and without special needs because it motivates children to learn, it teaches children acceptance and respect for others, and it also builds a positive school culture. Diversity, what is it? For most of you, you may think that diversity is the way that a child looks or the way that they act. However, I would like to enlighten you that all of us are different in some way or the other, because diversity can range from age, gender, ethnicity, religious differences, socioeconomic differences, sexual, and geographical differences. Therefore, inclusive education is something that should be afforded to everyone because, as I said, we are all different. Inclusive education benefits on students with special needs. Special needs children are motivated when they learn in a regular classroom alongside their peers. Reason being is because these are regular children. As a child who does not have a disability would learn or be encouraged to be around their peers, these children as well have the same desire to do so. Think about it. If we were to start separating, what about a child that needs special assistance in math, or that needs to go to a reading specialist, or that needs to go to an individual that will help them in science? Should all of them be in a special needs class or a separate class? I'm sure the answer to that question is no. Reason being is because when children are allowed to be around their peers, they are allowed to network and foster relationships, and in that way they can also build and find role models. Inclusive education also benefits children without special needs, in that children are taught early to appreciate and respect the differences in others. By nature, children are curious. They seek, or they are curious, they're drawn towards colors, shapes, and sounds. Therefore, teachers in the educational system should use the same curiosity to also foster an environment that encourages children to respect the differences in others. Inclusive education can develop a sense of empathy and understanding for children who are not different, in that they will begin to appreciate the differences in those children that are different around them. Inclusive education builds positive school culture. Inclusive education can modify the curriculum, and teachers then will learn to teach in different ways, not only to children that do not have differences, but also to children that do have differences as well. And in this way, all children will be able to receive a diverse form of education. Inclusivity can also be added to the school's mission statement. If and when it is, then everyone will begin to benefit from it. Teachers, students, and the general public will begin to respect and notice the difference in this school and realize that this school accepts every individual, no matter the differences they bring. According to Donna Matthews, education specialist, she feels that special education should be afforded to children with special needs because it is difficult to support them without special programs or schools. However, Matthews' argument is flawed. While I agree that special education provides children with certain advantages, studies suggest that the disadvantages of segregating children or isolating them from their parents far outweigh the benefits. In fact, this theory was also flawed, or was also contended against by Justice Earl Warren, who deliberated in the Supreme Court that the basic right of all children is and should be education, because it teaches them cultural values, which prepares them for later professional training. Therefore, children should always be allowed to be among their parents. If and when they are, this can foster an environment that children become adults who learn to appreciate and accept the differences in others. In summary, inclusive education is a way of thinking about how to be creative, to make our schools a place where all children can participate. Creativity may mean teachers learning to teach in different ways, or designing their lessons so that all children can be involved. These are my references, and thank you so much for listening.